Hello, everyone. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show. My name is Vanita Lambert, and this is my co-host, Donna Boyne. How are you doing, Donna?
I am doing fine, thank you. I'm so happy to be on tonight to talk about some good things.
Some good and some bad things.
And
I got some bad things to talk about, too.
Oh, yes. They all come together.
Yes, they do. I love doing the show with you.
Yes.
I appreciate you being here, and I just wanted to let you know that you're very special to me. So
Thank
you
you.
are,
You are too.
you exemplify what a true partner really means, and I appreciate
you.
that.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Don't mess up your makeup. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful day. And, of course, we're going to talk about COVID, number one. That's my number one thing on every single show.
Yes.
Until it's over.
Yes.
So I understand that the vaccine for children 5 to 11 just got approved or about to get approved, or
Yes,
just about to get approved. We'll give it another week or two. I don't want to be too premature.
Right.
So then, children can be protected as well, because kids have gotten sick. Mm-hmm. Kids have gone to the hospital.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we have lost some kids due to COVID.
Oh, yes, we do.
So, because kids are just like they're just little people that have sometimes same chronic illnesses that big people have, that adults have. So we got to protect them as well. And the numbers are up. We're almost at 58% fully vaccinated in the whole country. And I know Connecticut is doing really, really well. We're up around 88, 89, 90% of people that have at least one dose. And this was going back a week ago. So thank you, Connecticut, for doing your job to crush COVID. We are going to be maskless in no time at all.
Yes.
We keep this up, and the holidays are coming. We'll be able to get with our families again without worrying about getting our little grandbabies sick and things like that. So, I'm just happy about that. So that's it for COVID. I don't want to run it in the ground. You got anything you want to add, Donna? No. Okay. I think I covered it all, right?
Yes, you
Do
did.
your job to crush COVID. Thank you very much. We love you.
Yes.
I just want to talk a little bit. We have voting coming up. Okay. Local voting, November 2nd. Make sure that you have your ID in order, and that when you go, you know where to go, your polling place, and that you vote. And if you don't know who to vote for, just go on your telephone. We got a computer in our hand, and Google the candidates that are running in your city and find out what they're running for and see if their policies line up with yours. But voting is the only voice that you have. If you don't vote, you don't have a voice.
Right. That gives you a mic. When you vote, you have a mic at your mouth. That means you're saying yes to the right thing.
And I would like to tell you who to vote for, but I can't do that. We are powerful in numbers. I can tell you, look at the policies. If they're in line with your beliefs, that's the way you want to vote. That's all I can say. I am a diehard Democrat, so I vote across the board Democrat. And I have some issues with them. Nobody's perfect, especially in my town of West Haven. The question that comes to my mind is, and yes, I'm going to talk about this man, because yes, what he did was so wrong. And yes, what is happening right now, in my opinion, is so wrong. How is it that one individual have access to so much money without having 3, 4, or 5 signatures on a paycheck? And this young man, he's all over the news. I think his name is Mike Demasi, stole $636,000 from West Haven COVID relief funds, took it to Mohegan Sun, and he's walking around free. His trial date is December. How in the God's green earth does something like that? Had that been me, I would have been thrown under the ground. So you see where I'm going with this, under the ground, under the jail. This guy, how is it that one person, money is so, is so inviting. Anybody can be, would want, what's the word I'm looking for? Money is so, you everybody wants it.
Everybody
it's so
wants
inviting.
Yes.
It's, oh my goodness, I can't think of the words right on the tip of my tongue is what I
is
want to
it
say.
They're going to have one person and have the money put down to one person to be watching over it.
You got to have overseers upon overseers upon overseers.
Something wrong with that to me.
Because something is very wrong with that. And so that's a problem I have with my politicians in my town. And we're Democrats and we're running things and we're letting these things happen to make us look totally incompetent, you know, just totally incompetent. There's no way one person should have control over that much money.
Something is wrong with that.
Oh, something is very wrong, and we need to fix it because I'm wondering that $636,000 going to fix a problem on my street.
No, I know, right?
You know, I'm getting our drains haven't been cleaned or maintained, and I don't know how long, and the water on the city street is backing up into my house.
Exactly, and there's a lot of young kids on the road don't have nowhere to go. There's a lot of homeless there. They need to use that money to help.
Yes, and we got this. Oh, please. And he'll probably get a slap on the wrist. I don't even want to go to where my mind is right now. So we're going to turn it to another subject. I just want everybody to get out there and vote. And, you know, there's one other thing I want to say about this guy. They said he stepped down. He would have been thrown down if I had anything to do with it. How are you going to step down from your position? I think he's a state senator.
Really?
You know what, that's just so appalling to me. And, you know, we really need to, not me personally, but the Democrats in West Haven really need to take a good, long look at who's doing what, when, why, and where, and get it corrected. Because we cannot afford that. We're not going to get that. How are we going to recover that money? It went to Mohegan's son. You think they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know he stole it, and give it back to us? How are we going to make up for that money? Taxpayers, that's how. You know, that's what I'm angry about. I'm just angry. And I'm angry that nothing is being done. Nothing is being done. He stole the money, went to gamble it, and he's walking around like nothing happened. And I think that's a shame. And those are the type of people that we need to start holding accountable. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Donna?
Tell it the truth?
Oh, yes, I am. I tell it like it is, and everybody knows it. And you know what? You can't just hide and not talk about it and act and only answer questions when reporters approach you. You need to put out a proactive plan where we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. We're going to take these procedures. We're going to make sure that we have overseers upon overseers upon overseers, and before any money is released to any fund or any person at no time whatsoever will any funds be released to a single individual. It needs to be, you know, you got to have a handcuff with a briefcase like they used to do back in the day, and walk to the bank, and that money needs to be released to 2, 3, 4 people, 2, 3, 4 signatures, because evidently we have some untrustworthy people in politics.
Exactly.
And it's not all of them, but it's some, and that's why you need to have overseers. You got to have accountability for that kind of money. I hope the rest of it is being protected by at least 5 people.
With this, I feel like this that happened is, you know, is something that been planned a long time ago, like a premeditated thing that been planned and what they're gonna do, and they just, because nobody could just get up and just go with all that money if it wasn't planned.
Oh yeah, there's a process, and I believe that, you know, this one guy, he took the money, he got caught, but you know, somebody had to leave the door open for him to walk through it. That's my point. Yep. And we need to hold our politicians accountable. Yep. And I do vote Democrat all across the board, and I will continue to do that because I think for the most part they've done a great job. They're not perfect, but this is a huge, huge flaw. This is a huge mistake. Whenever it comes to money like that, is just, you know, you have to make sure that it's protected. Not one person can be trusted in a room, in a vault. You just can't do it.
Yeah, but I feel like they should really even put it into the bank.
You know what? I don't know what the procedures are evidently they
Well.
need to be changed. You know, maybe he wrote a check. I don't know how he got access to those
Well,
funds.
then again,
You know, if it's online
that's why
or
I can't talk much.
yeah, you
because-
know what? I don't know how he got it, but here's what I do know. It was on Channel 8 News that he stole $636 of West Haven, Connecticut, COVID relief money and took it to Mohegan Sun. So that's all I know. I don't know all the details, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe we need to know what the details are so that we can send in suggestions
Right.
on how to protect it, how to manage it, you know, anything.
Yeah.
And have other people around him, you know.
I can't say much because
Well, you could say something because you live in West Haven, and what he
I
did was
know.
wrong. Stealing is one of the 10 Commandments. I should not steal.
What I'm saying pertaining to the conversation that we're having in the sense of, you know, pertaining to the money and how not to, and how he stole it. I can't say much about that, but trust me, otherwise from that they need to come with a better plan pertaining to the funds. They need to have a safer place, come up with some great more ideas on how to protect the welfare and the money for the community, because it's not even just for
That's West Haven's money,
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I know. And they're going to take it out of our tax money. You know, how are we going to make up for that? That's what I want to know.
You know me.
But I mean, you know, just getting on TV once and saying, oh, I'm sorry, and, you know, we're going to hold them accountable and this, that, and the other. How are we going to get the money back? You know, those things are important to know because as a taxpayer in West Haven, I'm thinking, okay, the only way to recover that money is through residents of West Haven that own property, and you have to pay it back that way. That's normally how you pay for all the errors.
You might not know. I don't know when I ask you this question.
Huh?
I was going to ask a question, but it's okay.
Oh, I probably won't know.
You
'Cause
maybe
I don't
don't
know.
know.
I don't know a whole lot about
don't wanna
politics,
ask.
but I do know a lot about stealing. I don't care what, you know, what area of life is in.
If you steal, you
stealing
gotta
is
be
stealing.
Exactly.
Whether you're stealing from the church, you're stealing from the city, or wherever you're stealing is wrong. I do know that. And, you know, you don't need to have,
hope he have
a
justice.
master's degree. And it's not, you know, I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. I talked to this young lady at the city of West Haven today, and we had this conversation. And I told her, am I boring you?
No.
I'm only kidding. And I told her how I felt about everything, and I would like some answers. You know, I deserve answers. We all do.
Oh, yes.
And no one has said anything about, you know, how it's going to be recovered or, you know, where are we going to take $636,000 from what program in West Haven? Who's going to suffer from it?
Take it and bring it to?
Huh?
Who is that money gone to?
He gambled it to Mohegan Sun.
He gambled it?
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
I don't know who is it, so that's why I'm
his name is Mike Massa. Mike Demasi. I could have his name wrong. I'll look it up on my phone, but he's a state senate, and yeah. He took the money, stole it. He stole the money and he gambled it at Mohegan Sun. That's exactly what they said on Channel 8 News, and I quote them.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. So that's how I found out about it because I'm not in politics. I wouldn't know. My, alderwoman is not going to, they don't give out bad news. Whenever something bad happens, they try to hide it. And, you know, that's the problem with a lot of things. A lot of bad things has happened, and when you hide it and not root it out, there's no way to heal it. And that's why our country, we're in this culture war. That's why things are so bad. A lot of bad things happen, and no one ever apologized for it. No one was ever held accountable for it, and they just expect for it to go away. But that doesn't happen. In order to start the healing process, you have to admit it, apologize, make up for it, and put a preventative plan in place to hope that it doesn't happen again. And if that plan doesn't work out, then go to plan C. Don't just give up and hide it and pretend like it didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's my take on it. That's enough of that. I mean, I just hope we get the money back. I know we need it on our street. I mean, we have a serious problem in West Haven in terms of flooding. I mean, the fire department is so busy whenever we have downpours. You should have saw us the other day. What day was it? Tuesday. Every time I hear that it's going to rain, I have anxiety. Really? And then you mix that with the menopause, and I'm a wreck. So here we are, and I get water in my basement.
You got water in your basement?
Oh, we do get water in our basement. We didn't this time, but I was preparing for it.
Okay.
So I bought all these like crates. So in my furnace room, where my back door is here, the furnace room, as soon as you walk in, is to your left. That gets the first amount of water. So we gotta lift everything up in there and put it on crates. And then to your right, left, the other side, I have a storage room where I have all my granddaughter's Pampers, clothes, just boxes of things. I had to put everything in plastic bags, and then I had to lift it up to make sure that, it doesn't get damaged. And then coming through the back door, going all the way down the hallway into my bathroom. So from the furnace room, next to that, there's a bathroom, then there's a laundry room, then there's another storage room and a hallway. We get water all the way in our basement, and it ruins my beautiful laminate floor, which I got water, I think I got waterproof. I didn't get waterproof. I got water, I don't know. Anyway, it's buckling, so I'm gonna have to replace it. And my point is, you're getting all this water in your house. You got sump pumps going. I got blankets, towels, everything blocking it so it doesn't go further into the room. It's just a nightmare. And then my son stayed up, half the night waiting for the rain, and we built like a barricade outside the door so that the water doesn't get to the pump. So where the drain is, water comes up out of the drain into our house. We have a stopper to stop it, then put the sump pump on top of it. It's a nightmare. And we get up in the middle of the night and we're exhausted. There's only 3 of us. And I'm getting old. I don't want to be working that hard. That's the hardest I ever worked. My arms are so sore, I can't even think about going to the gym. But it's a lot of work, a lot of stress, and then I gotta wash everything, all the blankets, towels. It's just a wreck. And I shouldn't have to go through that. And I feel like that's $636,000 would have taken care of that problem.
Right, of course. More than a problem.
I know. God.
It's coming Thanksgiving.
Oh, yes.
It's Thanksgiving time.
I know. So, thanks to everybody having their COVID shots.
I know, right?
And wearing their masks, and now the kids. So, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving, really, I'm not going to do nothing. I want to visit my family in New York, really. And but I don't feel the Thanksgiving this year at all. For some reason or the other. I don't know.
I'm going to have to get her in the right kind of mind frame.
I don't know. I don't feel that. But what I recognize in the stores not looking the same at all. Like, there's a lot of food missing. There's shelves that is empty. Thinking about even the Black Friday, what it's going to be like,
Online. That's what I'm thinking. Everything is online. And I know they've been talking a lot about we need truck drivers, containers aren't being empty because we just don't have the people, like all the product coming in. That's why some of the shelves are empty.
Oh. And people walking around begging.
Well, maybe they can't drive a truck, but, they could definitely unload packages.
There's a lot of them out there that begging out there. They can drive.
Well, there's something you got to know about this country. There's at least, no matter how good things are, there's at least probably 2%, if not more, of people that do not want to work. A job could be like in the next room of their house, and they just don't want to work. And we're always going to have that small percentage of unemployment.
See, these are the things that I know that I'm not a American citizen, but there are the people who comes in the country, come here and they work, and they will work right through 24 hours at the same time. What I'm trying to say is that this country is very, 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 every other countries are looking to this country. So sometimes you have it in your hands and you happy for what you have in your hand.
I'm
But
grateful.
another person from other place come and have just a little bit of it, and they're yearning for what you have.
Exactly.
And when we do get it, the person from the other place come and get it, then begin to yearn at it because you already have it in your hands. When you just need to do is walk into it.
Exactly. This is the best country in the world.
Of course.
And that's coming from me.
Of course.
And I am considered at the bottom of the barrel, in this country in terms of treatment and things like that. But I don't let any of that stuff bother me. Discrimination. If you discriminate against me, that's your ignorant problem. I'm still going to do what I do. I deal with people of all walks of life, all different colors, genders, sexual orientation. I'm not the judge, so I love everybody. And for the few people that don't like me, that's your problem. That's what makes this country so great, that there are people like me and you that appreciate what we have and not jealous and hateful of other people having things. And that's what's wrong with this country. I hear people talking about on the news, we got to take back our country. If you're not an Indian, you don't have the right to say that. It's not your country. You came here, you're an immigrant just like the rest of us. It is not your country. It never was. This Christopher Columbus discovered America, it's just a myth. It's not even real, because how could you discover something if there's people that's already here? But getting back to my point, this is the best country in the world. We have every single opportunity here that we want. If we can't find a job, we can start our own business. We could get money for loans. There's just so many things that we can do to be successful. And that's what I was trying to tell you. People that aren't successful either just don't know how to get there or just don't want to be there. That's my take on it. And I believe everybody just does not want to work. There's not everybody that want to work. And you're right, foreigners that come in this country, they work really, really hard.
For me, with pandemic is something that people would say it's a bad thing. But if you look at the pandemic and certain things that it done some good. Because a lot of lower class, I would say, people.
Lower class?
I would say people who don't really have anything like.
You mean like the people that were in the food lines that couldn't pay their rent, lower class?
Yeah, lower class
Okay.
people. They know.
Financially.
Yes, financially. And they are having their own business right now. There are few people creating their own business from the same social media, and they are excelling in it. So
survival.
Yeah. So it's just for you just to have a mindset, and even now with everything gonna be going on online, and you gotta have to be doing everything online, it's good when at least out of every family there got to be somebody who knows something about how to do something online.
Something.
Yeah, honestly, you got to know.
Yeah, because it's a social media world. It's a computer world. Little kids now, they go to school, they learn how to use a computer when they're like in pre-K. They're like 3 or 4 years old. My goodness.
These kids?
Yeah.
These kids from the day them reach a certain age, they're crying for phone.
Oh yeah, and they gotta have it because it's a computer. Who was I talking to? I was talking to, I had a Medicare appointment this morning because of course I help folks with Medicare, and this is the annual enrollment period. So I kind of offer everybody a free in-home consultation on Medicare Advantage plans, Medicare supplement plans. So I had an appointment this morning. And we were exchanging information about grandbabies, and I was like, you know how the babies, they talk with their eyes because they're like 3 or 4 months old and they can't really use their hands. So they were telling me that their children teach their baby sign language with their hands. Oh. I think their grandbaby was like 1. I can't really talk. They're teaching the baby sign language with their hands
Oh.
for when they want to eat. I was like, I just heard that today.
Oh.
Because you know how, like babies will see a balloon and they'll
Yeah.
start laughing and giggling and you'll see the excitement in their eyes, but they don't know how to use their hands or they can't say anything. So, and they can't say when they're hungry. They're teaching the little boy sign language on to say he's hungry.
Oh, wow.
Instead of just screaming. Hey, when they
I
start
think
screaming,
that's
you ain't got
good.
to tell me. I know they're hungry. They're hungry or wet. One of the two.
Yeah.
But isn't that amazing?
Amazing.
I've never even thought about that. I can't wait to tell my son, and I'm going to see my grandbaby today. So, yeah. This, just getting back to the opportunities we have in this country, it is just amazing. And that's why you see those caravan of people walking through Mexico trying to get here.
You better say
I
that's
was scared.
exactly.
That scared me, and I saw it on TV.
Listen.
You know what? Mexico had like a barricade of police with the shields. This caravan charged right through them.
Wow.
Right through them. It was scary, and they're headed for the good old US of A.
Yeah.
And so they're blaming all of this on Biden.
Listen, they've been blaming
whoever's
on the
in
man.
charge.
anyone who in charge.
Exactly.
So they're gonna want to
You
blame
know what?
it, so.
Some people just like to take out that index finger and start pointing. But how can you stop a caravan like that from coming? Everybody wants to be here, and the people that are here just don't appreciate it. Well, I'm not going to say all of them. Some of them. I know I do. And I consider myself, kind of like a little bit of a lazy American. I could have done more, but, I didn't have to. And so I didn't.
Oh my goodness.
It wasn't like survival for me, but other people have, survival issues.
I wanted to share something.
Yes. Okay, so listen, we only have about 1 minute left, and Donna, you gotta have that last minute.
No, you go ahead.
What would you like to say to the audience? Is there something you want to share before we go? And
Yeah,
that
but it's just a 1 minute
touch on
thing.
next.
So
Well,
next
just give
week,
us
I want to talk about the pastor that killed 3 members of his church, from his church, and killed them. And now he's died. He dead. He met in an accident 3 days after. So I want to touch on that next week and to let you know what is going on in the world today and the things that is going on. People using the name of Jesus for their own usury, and then they get being exposed in their own ways.
Oh my goodness, I cannot wait till next week. That is scary. When a minister kills somebody, I know I won't be going to church no time soon. But anyway, thank you for that, Donna, and we'll be talking about that next week. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is the David Goodman Reality and Truth Show, and we are on your side.